Welcome on in to the bonus episode of the podcast today. Bonus, which is a public bonus, which sounds like something
this feels
you get arrested
weird.
for.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing feels dirty in general, but you don't want to go down for a public bonusing, you know? That doesn't sound right.
No, that doesn't. You're right.
Guys, welcome on into the podcast today. Usually, I would say something like, thank goodness we're here with the good people, you know? Thank gosh we're in our safe space with the best of the best.
See, I only feel safe here so I can let down my hair. Oh, see, look, there it is.
Yeah,
I don't get this in the normal
he always lets his hair down in
You
the
don't get
bonus
my long
episode.
hair on the normal episode.
We get
sorry.
carefree. The stress is off.
Oh
We
my
just talk to
gosh.
Patreons and answer questions. And oh my gosh, can you imagine being a Patreon?
Yeah.
Nah, man,
You get
joy
the exclusive
would get.
content, the
But
good stuff.
unfortunately, it's not that. We're public today, so I need to sit up straight and do my damnedest. So welcome into the podcast. It's beautiful. You already know about all of that. Thank you so much, Prof Rock, for gifting 5 subs into the chat. Guys, are you ready for another episode today?
Let's do it. Go for it.
Then let me hit this button. Right now. Oh, it's fixed.
He's peeing again.
This episode is all about the future of Nintendo and the Switch 2. We just took a look at Zelda and broke down everything we'd like to see from them, but now I'd like to get not so in detail about one specific thing, other than Nintendo in general, I guess, but go into Nintendo and what we would like to see from the company moving forward and what we're concerned about, everything from eShop concerns, digital concerns, and if we think we're buying games that we're going to lose one day. Game key carts is a big one that I want to talk about. There's big conversation around Final Fantasy VII right now.
Yes.
That I really want to dive into that because I find it very interesting. And our hopes and good stuff too.
Yep.
You guys have an idea? You're locked into your brains what you want to talk about
I'm thinking
today?
about it, yeah. Nintendo, good stuff. It's coming together. I think about some stuff for that, yeah.
Sully, anything from you?
I think Nintendo right now, they're just on a wave of, bringing a bunch of third-party stuff to their console. It's nice to finally see them, like being more like...
The third-party stuff is good. It's needed. But we also need first-party stuff.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. I think we're at a point now with Nintendo that you're just going to have to wait a while between, AAA titles.
No, I don't.
3D Mario, Zelda, Mario. I mean, we had a couple Mario parties back to back.
Okay, well, if we're diving straight in, I should do this.
The main quest.
Exclusive.
We don't have to do what we've been playing. We did that already.
Yeah.
So we can jump straight in. Do you mind if we start with the game key cart stuff?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or do you want to continue the thought of the first party, third party conversation? Because I do want to get back around there.
We could corner back.
Okay. All right. So this was a tweet that I saw and I shared in our chat. It was from today, actually. So this is from Genki Japan on Twitter, but it's quoting Hamaguchi, who, could you guys look up who that is? I'm guessing it's the director of the games. I mean, I can't imagine who else it would be. But there's a bit of a wall of text here, but it's all relaying to the game key cart situation, which is
a Japanese video game programmer and director
for Square Enix, I'm guessing, right?
Check it out.
Or just Final Fantasy in general. Chat will probably also let me know. I'm going to start reading.
He works for... he's a developer on Final Fantasy.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is coming from a developer of Final Fantasy. I wanted to clarify that because a lot of people in the comments are calling it cap. A lot of people, in regards to what he says here, which we're going to read, they're like, just admit you didn't want to buy a physical 64 gig card.
Yeah.
But let's see what he says, because I don't think he has any reason to lie. And I think if a developer is telling you something interesting about the Switch 2, I think it pays to pay attention and understand why we have game key carts in general from Nintendo, right? So there's simply no way around the game key carts in certain respects, he says. If you compare loading directly from a game cartridge containing all game data to loading from the Nintendo Switch 2's internal storage, the load speed difference is roughly double.
Okay.
So essentially what this is saying is when you have a game like Cyberpunk, for example, which is fully on the game cart itself, when you stick it in, it doesn't download to your console. So you're actually playing the game off the game cart, and you're relying on that game cart's speeds for loading the game and running the game. So that is actually why those game key cards are so expensive, because when you go out, if you shoot on video cameras or whatever, and you want to get a really high speed card, for example, when I shoot my videos, the cards I have to buy are really high speed so I can shoot 4K 120 frames, stuff like that, and regular cards won't cut it.
Yeah.
So of course the more expensive ones cost more. That's the same situation here. The cards have to keep up with the internal SSD of the console, which for the Switch 2 now is pretty fast, right? So
Because
the game
of
key
upgrades.
cards have to keep up. So when you're running it off a game key card like Cyberpunk does, you're actually relying on slower load times and slower rendering, which you can actually see over here from Nontendo, which put up this, I think it was them that did it. Somebody did testing on running a game like Mario Kart World on all these different carts that you could buy from all these, like all the different SD cards you could buy. Because you can also run a game off of an SD card that you go into a Switch, right? The little mini one. So based on system storage, which is installed internally onto the console, based on all these different SD cards slotted into the console, and then on the game key cart. And you can see the game key cart is failing to keep up every single time.
So system storage outwins every time.
Yes. So system storage is always faster every single time. And in the case of Mario Kart World, it's faster by like a good amount. I mean, 17 compared to 25, which I don't know, math we confirmed last week. I don't know math.
I don't think any of us do.
But I think that's like 25% less, maybe 30% less performance you're getting there. So, I mean, what he said was roughly double, right? Which a lot of people are calling that into question because they're like, oh, well, I mean, Cyberpunk, you're looking at 28 and 21. So that's not double. But I think in these situations where these games are given a game key card, I think that version of the game is developed to run on the game key card.
Yeah.
Right? So if you understand what I mean by that, then if you take the game and you run it internally, it's still going to get faster speeds because it's going to run that game key cart version better and faster and quicker. But a game like Final Fantasy, they were like, there's just no way the cart's fast enough. Like, we need to develop this for the internals of the hardware.
Yes.
So the only way we can provide you with a physical release is to do a game key card. That is why game key cards exist. Like, I think a lot of people really just see them as a way of cheaping out because they cost nothing, right? So game companies, they think Nintendo is just offering these companies a way to cheap out. I think it really is like, no, some of these games just can't fit on a game key card.
This is their only solution,
Now, what like some of these other companies decide to do with that, like Final Fantasy obviously has decided, well, we're going to do it internally in game key card. Other companies might be like, well, we could do a physical and it would be fine, but a game key card is cheaper. I mean, that's on them. But I fully believe the Final Fantasy, especially when you see how good Rebirth looks. And you're like, how is this running on the console? Because it's running on the console. Because they really, they developed it for the console and they just didn't even try with the game key card. And I mean, power to Cyberpunk. I mean, that's awesome. I would be interested to see a version of that game that was developed with just the system in mind and not having to worry about a version that's on a game key card. Because maybe we could get even more out of it. I mean, you don't know. I throw a lot at you. There's more I want to read here. Thoughts on that? Or you want me to keep going?
You can keep going.
Keep going for now.
Because this is, I think, really interesting. Before we have the game key card situate the conversation, to have kind of a reference point as to why they exist for some of these companies in the first place. So some have expressed concerns that multi-platform development may impose constraints not only on graphics, but when it comes to but even on game design itself. However, this is precisely why we didn't choose cartridge. So what he's saying is that people were concerned that his games, or like Rebirth, would have constraints on the graphics, on the game design itself, as in like having to remove stuff from the game, you know, like assets, visuals, foliage, stuff like that. That's why they didn't use a cartridge. And if you compare the two games with like PlayStation 5 and Switch, there's some foliage taken out for Rebirth. Not Game Explain. Who is it? Digital Foundry did a comparison. But it was very minimal. And there's still so much in the game that it's not super noticeable. And he's saying that's because they just didn't even mess with game cards.
They didn't want to try it at all,
Our game design isn't built around loading all data up front with nothing further being loaded afterwards. Even during gameplay, data is constantly swapped in and out. And given that premise, the loading speed from a game cart would be inevitably insufficient, leading to stress for the player. In addition, with current available cartridge capacity, there is practical limitation that the full game data simply wouldn't fit in the first place. So there's two things here. One, I want to point out that every game is developed on a different engine and developed differently. No two people make a game the same way, right?
Yeah.
So like when I edit a video, my timeline and the way I edit it is probably going to look completely different to the way that Sully edits a video. Maybe even on a different editing software.
Yeah.
It's the same with video games. So the way they make games apparently is very efficient. Right? The data is constantly switching out and they need really fast speeds for this. Whereas who knows how Cyberpunk's game was developed? Maybe it doesn't rely so heavily on those mechanics and maybe it's more in tune with a game key card. I mean, that game also was technically developed for last gen PlayStation 4, even though it ran like crap and got pulled from it, you know, but it was technically developed for older hardware.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the size of it, which is another great point, and I think we even mentioned it recently. The game is 105 gigs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what are you going to do? Either two 64 gig game key cards, and then not game key cards, regular cards, and switch between them, or have half of the game on it and then download the rest. I mean,
isn't that? But that's like what Sony and Xbox have been doing forever.
Yes, and that's another great point. And I mean, I think, and I've talked about this on the podcast before. When Nintendo, I don't want to say went wrong, but where they were honestly way more open and honest was calling these things game key carts in the first place and putting branding all over them in the first place. Because, and I've mentioned this before, but Hogwarts Legacy and Call of Duty, those are two examples on PlayStation 5 of discs that are shipped with 1 megabyte of data on them, and then you have to download the rest of the game onto it. You don't actually have the game. But a lot of PlayStation 5 players and fans don't realize that's what's happening because the experience is kind of similar to any other experience where you put a disc in, it installs to the hard drive or the physical console and actually plays off the console for almost every game. So a lot of people, when they put in like Hogwarts and it kind of downloads some stuff and it does some stuff, they kind of think like the same thing is happening and they have the game because no one's really told them, hey, the game's not on here. But if you don't do that initial update, you can't play the game because
like
you don't have the
yeah.
game. So this is happening on PlayStation 5. This is happening everywhere else. Nintendo's just being really honest about it.
Yeah.
Also, it's why...
Well, I think it's also because Nintendo games were not known for being such like massive in terms of size. And then also because they're having a lot of third-party ports coming over to Switch, you're going to have to like, you know... install the game and then have the other half on the cart.
It's another example of how cool the Switch 2 is in an unfortunate way. The Switch 1 was so underpowered and like pushed so far. I mean, look, I mean, again, I compare like a lot of third-party games on that console to this one, but you see releases like Final Fantasy and all of these games come over and they look incredible. We had similar exciting announcements on Switch 1, Witcher 3, Outer Worlds, but then when we actually get them, they run and they look horrible.
Yeah, even Hogwarts Legacy.
Even Hogwarts Legacy looks horrible because the console just can't keep up. It doesn't have the SSD. It doesn't have the right speeds. And like, you can put the games on the full cart, but they're still going to run bad because everything's just slow. The Switch 2 excelled and it blew past the Switch 1 as far as its limitations and what it can do. There's a lot of really cool new hardware in it that does the AI upscaling, allowing for smaller file sizes to be blown up to larger sizes. And the SSD, obviously, the fast write speed, so you get those crazy fast load times. I didn't talk about this with Mario Tennis, but you click Mario Tennis on the home screen, you're in the game 2 seconds later. Like it's nuts. And Mario Kart World is very similar. It's very quick.
That's how it is with 3D World and Bowser's Fury. I remember loading it up on Switch 2 for the first time. It's like I blink and I'm like, whoa, like I was not expecting that.
Ready,
and that's the SSD, and that's what you're asking these game key carts to keep up with. Which just isn't feasible for an affordable price. I just wish
Nintendo made a terabyte storage option for the Switch 2 like base, because like right now we only have like 256, which is like 3 games if you're thinking about it.
That's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. The thing is, with those terabytes or even 2 terabytes, they're so expensive. I mean, literally, you're spending $500 on an SD card. You're doubling the price of your console. But it feels so necessary at this point because you're right.
But is it really expensive?
Someone it's pretty expensive. Let me look it up.
There's no way they're spending, because I'm sure if they buy in bulk.
Oh, we should have cut to the wide for that. The way that you came in was so good. Wait, do it again. Recreate the speed too. Pat. Okay, that was how it was. My laptop's dying.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm plugged. Oh wait, it's my fault. Go away.
We just go as an excuse to see Pat, guys. It's all right. Shout out, Pat.
Oh, he's so fast.
Cut to wide.
Superman.
Pat. Can we have this be a thing where you do that when I yell Pat? Love it. I just want to say I love you.
It's beautiful.
There was a really funny moment with Pat when I was leaving the room before, because I stood up to go pee, and then Sully goes, "Oh, you actually did pee yourself."
Yeah.
And the second I walk out there, Pat's looking at my crotch, expecting to see a pee stain. I'm like, "Don't look down there. It's fine. I haven't peed." This is what you miss on the bonus.
Of course, This is the fun you guys
get.
got to check out for the bonus episodes.
I don't remember where we were at.
So we were looking at the storage space. So somebody says it's $500 for a 4 terabyte SSD for Xbox. That's 4 terabytes.
For 4 terabytes. Yeah, but we're talking about little baby, which actually they cost more to get that in a tiny. Because you're talking about getting 4 terabytes like this
for an Xbox,
as opposed to 2 terabytes like this. That's a different conversation.
We're looking like a $700.
Yeah, like for example,
probably.
like phones. You know, this is a terabyte iPhone. Probably is like very small, but like Apple's charging you like essentially $100 per 128 gigs.
You can show my screen to prove my
So
point.
I guess it makes sense.
Oh, wow.
That's a 2 terabyte SD card.
Because it's smaller. I got
it's
you.
micro SD.
Yeah,
Too.
It's mini.
Because reminder too. Yeah,
you also have to get Express.
Specialty micro SD cards now for the Switch 2 only. You can't use regular Express.
That's honestly the price range you're looking at, and you're doubling the price of the Switch to get.
So like
that.
with the Steam Deck, how much storage does that usually come with? Is there like a terabyte option for that?
I think there is a terabyte option, yes.
Yeah.
So baking it in internally is usually more affordable on our end when they do that. It usually raises the price of the console though.
For sure.
Like, you know, like when the Wii U came out, you can cut away.
Yeah,
when the Wii U came out,
32.
there was the white version and the black version.
Yeah.
They were like $50 apart or $100 apart.
It was like 50.
Probably
It was 50.
At least 50.
The only difference was color and storage size.
Yeah, 8 and 32.
So, you know, how much storage does the Switch 2 have?
256.
That's it?
That's what I'm saying.
Internal?
Yeah.
Okay, half a gig would be much better.
That's what I'm saying. Like they definitely skimped out with that because it's like you buy 2-3 third-party games. That's it.
good.
That
That
is
storage
a
is
lot.
gone.
I guess they're really relying on people buying the SD cards, which, you know, as you're saying, I actually saw someone, they shared a screenshot. They had Final Fantasy. They had like a WWE 2K game, and then like the soccer game or something, and then one more, and it was 450 gigs for all.
exactly.
That's like double the hard drive. You you can fit one.
Can do that.
I'm actually deleting games constantly on the Switch 2. I feel
Same.
like I barely ever had to do it on Switch 1. I had so many games on my hard drive. I got the Resident Evil 7 and 8 today. And as soon as I went to download them, they were like, "Yeah, you've got to uninstall a bunch of stuff."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you
"Oh
don't have an
my
SD
God."
card in your Switch?
Yeah.
What,
I have one of the
He
biggest
does
one
it,
is
and he still has
terabyte.
to delete stuff.
Yeah.
There's just so much on
That's
that.
just like where we're moving towards right now with like games and storage space. So at this point, we're gonna need 2 terabytes like micro SD cards and 3 terabytes.
Honestly, 1 terabyte is fine. I mean, you would still have to juggle a little bit,
I'd still
but like
find
not
one,
nearly as bad. And most people, I think, wouldn't have to juggle.
Yeah.
I think most like generic gamers that
The
probably
casual
have
gamer,
like
that
5 to
would do
10
it,
games.
Yeah.
I don't know what I mean. I have like 1,000, so it's hard for me
Yeah.
to. But I think a normal person is like 5 to 10, right?
Possibly. I saw someone else like mention that at least for Xbox they used to and PlayStation they did external hard drives, but those are hard drives. They weren't SSDs.
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo.
Yeah,
would,
a hard drive is not an SSD.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo would want to do anything
and
external
also
for that.
external.
Yeah.
for a portable console.
Yeah, no, it makes
What?
no sense to do it
Ah!
for that.
Ah, that makes no sense.
It'd be like, you know how like Apple has like the Vision Pro and like you have to have like that battery thing hooked
And only
up.
that's like
all
3
day.
hours.
It'd be like that. You have to have like an external storage thing in your pocket.
Yeah.
While you're
I mean,
playing
even
it.
like so when I play my Vitcha glasses, which so last night when I found out Subnautica was on Switch, I was like, oh my God. I ran to bed and I put my glasses are on my nightstand.
Yeah.
I put on my Vitcha glasses to play, and it looks so good. But you have to have this giant pack essentially to make them work.
Yeah.
And even that, like, it's so cumbersome, which is why I typically just have like a space where I play with the glasses because I don't like taking the pack everywhere. So yeah, you can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
There's more to this article too we can dive into.
Oh, man.
However, as long as we secure the high-speed storage read speeds such as SSD or UFS on Switch 2, the design we're aiming for becomes achievable within the scope of optimization for each platform. For the third game in the trilogy, we're proceeding with development with the goal of delivering a large-scale experience similar to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, so please rest assured on that point. In the past, when we faced with practical issues related to load speeds and storage capacity we couldn't resolve, we had to decide not to release on Nintendo systems. However, Nintendo Switch 2's performance is impressive, and with the keycard format like Final Fantasy VII Remake, releasing the games became possible. I believe the only thing I can do is continue to sincerely communicate that fact to users. It really is... I'm going to read this final bit too. I have absolutely no intention of demanding that all gamers accept game keycards. I would simply be happy if people could understand that they are games that could only be released because key card format made it possible.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this is clearly coming from someone who might be a little bit frustrated because they've probably got a ton of backlash over using a game key card because they're being called cheap, like cheaping out or like skimping out on fans or not wanting to actually give the fans the game and so many other things. And they're probably hearing all of this and being like, if it wasn't for game key card, it wouldn't even have happened.
You wouldn't get this game on this console.
I think the way that we broke it down and I tried to flesh it out and explain it highlights that I don't think he's lying. I think he's being 100% honest. I mean, I don't know if saying double the speed is being a little bit over exaggerating. But again, I don't think you can directly compare it to examples that we have like Cyberpunk because, again, those games were developed with the game key card in mind and the internals for the console are just running that game key card version a little faster, which is still highlighting that it does it faster. He's literally saying that for our game card wasn't an option.
Yeah.
But using the internals, we could give you an experience without compromising.
Yeah. But they're still making the game key card, right?
Well, yeah, they did the game key. We opened the booster pack the other week.
That's what it was.
And they're doing it again for the second one, and they mentioned they're going to do it for the third one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I was in that situation where I'd have to choose between a game key card or just download, I just download. It just saves you the trouble of having to switch out or like take up that slot.
Well, the cool thing that they're doing too, I mean, people are like calling them out for cheaping out, but they gave me a free booster pack they didn't have to give me.
Right?
Right?
You got a decent card in there.
For the next one, I'll have to find it. You cut away. And it's not super important. You can cut away, though. We're done with that. They have another card in there, exclusive Zack Magic the Gathering card, and I think a couple extra trinkets in there, too. So they're actually actively giving us stuff that no one else is for free. But, you know, the game's $40 or whatever. I think the sequel is going to be $50. So, like, I don't think they're cheaping out at all. I think, if anything, they're offering and giving us an experience a lot of other people aren't offering, while also giving us some goodies in with what we're buying if we buy it physical.
Yeah.
And I guess I did say cut away, but go ahead and cut back. I'm sorry. There are a bunch of comments here that say that, I mean, this one does point out, let's stop pretending PlayStation 5 doesn't install data on the hard drive.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. It really is, unfortunately, the same thing.
28 comments. I bet you people are hating on him for saying
Most likely. I mean, this one says that's BS when Cyberpunk runs fine. And, like, I don't blame people for seeing that and thinking, like, but Cyberpunk does it. But then, like, what I've tried to explain is he is in a very big paragraph that you probably didn't take the time to read, is explaining to you why this is different to Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Like why this is different to a game that can use a game key card. And I think it does make complete sense. But unfortunately, people will take examples like Cyberpunk and use it as a one-for-one when games just aren't a one-for-one.
For sure.
Exactly.
And what comes to mind for me is like when you compare, even like just, I know there might be a small part of it, but even like the cutscenes between the two games. For Cyberpunk versus like Final Fantasy cutscenes, like those are so detailed.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much, I mean, it's a cinematic. That's why they have Advent Children, is because it looks, the cutscene itself is just so like detailed and fluent. So you are going to need extra space for that. So
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
And both Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy Remake were PlayStation 4 games, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The remake looks almost identical to the PS4, better than the PS4 version, if not identical to the PlayStation 5 version.
Yes.
Cyberpunk looks great for the console, but it's definitely making compromises.
Yeah.
Especially
Where it has
comparatively to
to,
the
for
PlayStation 5 version. And maybe they wouldn't had to have made so many compromises if it wasn't a game key card.
If they were to do the game key card.
Now, the conversation is, would you rather have it on a game key card so that you have it physical and keep it forever? Or would you have rather not a game key card, I'm getting my words confused.
Cartridge?
An actual cartridge so that you have it physical, you get to keep it forever. Or would you rather they had done a game key card like Final Fantasy if the game had looked way closer to the PlayStation 5 version? Maybe even running at better frames.
I think that's where you get really specific with what people want.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the controversy behind the game key cards is like you still don't physically own the game. Like it's like still digitally owned.
Like, what do you want to own? Do you want to own a slightly worse version of the game, or do you want to?
I think for people that are about like collecting, they would probably compromise and take that, because it's at the end of the day just about having the physical copy.
I think real quick too. I feel like at least for the Switch 2 and even for other like mediums of media, I feel like the discussion over like physical, like at least having it, like, and not being on a streaming service, not being a cloud version, not being like, a key card or anything. I feel like that discussion has gotten so much more rampant the more a lot of these third-party games, and even like, I know we might talk about later, like for Pokopia, that's a game key card as well.
Yeah, that's baffling because that's Nintendo. Why?
And exactly. So are you now saying that, or is Nintendo now exploring this to make larger games because of that? Or is it just because, well, maybe let's try it out, see what people think?
I think that's it. I think Nintendo were like, I don't know what the expression I'm looking for is, but Nintendo have offered this to third-party companies, and there's been a lot of complaints, and there's been a lot of like backlash. So I think Nintendo, I wish I knew what the expression is I'm looking for, but I think they're like eating their own pie. That's not what I was looking for. They're like, well, we'll do it, and we'll see.
They'll be like the dummy, like the test dummy.
Yeah, they'll be like, we'll do it, and we'll see if it makes an actual difference.
Okay.
So I think they probably have their own projections for what that game will sell, and they're probably testing to see what a game key card will sell like,
for a first-party
they're doing it on a spin-off random Pokepedia game. Right?
Yeah, I remember too, like when the whole game key card was like a thing and people were talking about it. I feel like a lot of people were highlighting the fact that maybe Nintendo is doing this for their titles because they're trying to prevent people from like dumping the games online. Because that happens with pretty much every AAA Nintendo game. Like Tears of the Kingdom, people had that game literally over a month before the game came out, and same with like Brothership, like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and people were running it on emulators. So having a game key card will essentially eliminate people having access to the game.
I mean, that's true. If it leaks early, they just won't be able to download it.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be impossible. So then everybody's going to have to essentially play it on day one officially, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I'm not sure how much they care about that when all their games are on full carts. They don't care. I don't know how much they care about third-party stuff leaking.
Yeah.
But it definitely does prevent that.
Well, no, if in the future they were to move towards putting their first-party titles.
I mean, at some point, that's the way it's going to be.
Because if they did that today, or like with the launch of Switch 2, they would have gotten so much backlash. You know, like if Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza came out on a
key card,
they would have
be
been
interesting.
destroyed.
I mean, at some point, that's the way it's going to be.
So it's like psychologically conditioning you right now to like accept it. You know?
Real quick too, Monado Max just pointed out that it's actually Game Freak that's actually publishing it. So Game Freak, Pokemon Company, they're the ones, not Nintendo themselves, who are actively trying this out.
Yeah, but Nintendo owns 33% of the Pokemon Company.
They have a say in kind of like how they let them do it.
They would probably, if Nintendo were like, we want to do a game key cart for this, Game Freak would probably be like, okay,
just try it out.
Because they're publishing it at the end of the day.
That's true.
Too.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think I was going to say something about what you were saying.
The leaks?
No, it was before that.
Putting AAA titles?
Actually, I remember what it was. I think what the situation with Final Fantasy VII in particular, it is no different to the PlayStation 5 situation. Like, it feels like it is, but it's not, because you still have to dump everything on the console, right? Like the Final Fantasy VII. No, I guess the data are on the discs.
Yeah, that's what
you have an install disc
thing. Yeah,
and then you play the install disc. So other than like updates, I guess you would have the game. It's just an interesting conversation to me to think about what you would rather between having it on a cartridge if it performs and looks a little worse to having it digital, because there are legitimate concerns about digital and like the eShop and everything, and then losing all these games eventually. But that is the way that it's going. It's going to be all digital at some point. Yeah. Like this is it.
But one can also argue that physical cartridges will start eroding. Like one of my friends was telling me about that like a few weeks ago. He was like saying that the physical cartridges 10,
but also
20 years.
like the sun could explode.
Yeah, I mean,
and like we could all get wiped out. And
exactly. So there's no true way of like actually retaining.
Yeah, well,
forever.
you have until they all what's it called, like dissolve, or like, even like with like discs too, like some people are saying like, oh, if it's not being read properly, or it's just because the disc is like losing part of what makes it run. So
I mean, like it's just all going, huh? 30 minutes. Okay, I mean that's the episode, but I want to keep going. Whoa, now. Okay, this whole episode's been about game key cuts, so I feel like we might need to change the title and thumbnail once we get home today, because I'm not sure if we're going to get to everything. Oh, thank you, Zillith. I appreciate the 10. Because we probably should wrap up, because people have to go home. I guess the final thing I'll say is, like, everything's going digital, and at some point, we're just going to have to accept it. And I feel like a lot of people are like, that they panic because they think they're going to lose it, right? That they're going to get pulled from stores. And like, I don't know what that's really going to look like 20, 30, 40 years from now when like the Nintendo eShop store closes down and we lose all these games. Because I mean, I guess that's unless they keep it going. I mean, like I had games on my Wii that are gone, I guess, right? Like I bought them on the Wii eShop back in the day.
But if you didn't download them, they're gone forever.
I guess they are, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, can I get back online on my Wii and download?
It's impossible.
Okay, then I guess
the Wii, even the Wii U, even the 3DS.
Yep. Yeah. I remember that whole craze. Everyone was trying to download the games that they could to like.
I remember this one YouTuber
SD
who did that, downloaded everything on the Wii Shop.
Yeah. Everyone was trying to get
that was Gerard.
It was,
and we had him on the podcast the week that he did that.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
We interviewed him, and it's actually one of our most viewed episodes.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's a very ambitious thing. He probably spent thousands.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
The internet loved him at that moment,
and he was still like the GOAT.
he was the GOAT in that moment. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I mean, I know like a lot of games, obviously, like Final Fantasy, as far as like preservation, I mean, those games are always going to be available for us to buy and play because the companies are always going to want the option of like making money off them, right?
Exactly.
They're not going to just throw them away. But as far as like in 40 years from now, will we be able to re-download Final Fantasy VII Rebirth using a game key cart? I don't know. And I mean, historically, I would say no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, that...
But in 40 years,
that case, in 40 years, if you were to ask me, would you rather have just had it on a game key cart so you could play it now, even if it looked worse, I'd go, well, I guess, because I'd have the option.
You'd actually
have the physical.
Yeah.
Whereas right now, I'm like, I don't know. If you're telling me I get 60 frames instead of 30, I'll probably take the 60.
And free magic cards?
And free magic cards? I think it all depends, but.
True.
Okay, the plan really was to talk about that other stuff, but I found this conversation so interesting we kind of got lost in it. So maybe we should just make this episode like the concerning future of game key cuts and digital preservation.
It still is the future of Nintendo to a degree.
It is. It's just very game key cut focused.
Yeah.
So I might rebrand it a little. If you're watching this after the fact, the thumbnail and title was more like generic Nintendo, but we didn't quite get into all of it. But maybe next week we can dive into some of that more in the main episode so everyone can see it.
Of course.
Okay. For now, we have to have Sully's game because Sully made a game for this week.
Yeah.
So we do have to do this.
Okay.
Hey.
These animations were really quiet last week. I forgot to mention. I don't know if you boosted them, but they might need to be boosted.
Was it because it was too loud on stream, maybe? Aha. So...
Well, I think we overcorrected.
It's quiet for them, it's quiet for us, but it's like normal volume for them.
Right now?
Is what I'm hearing.
Because last week it was... Okay. Last week it was very quiet for them.
If it's loud for us, it's like...
We got to figure that out because I like it to blast in here.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so it's actually quite fitting that this week is Zelda's 40th anniversary. Today's show is going to be Wood blindly ranking 10 Zelda games, but at random. So I have 15 Zelda games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you should have told me this is what it was. I would have done it in the main.
See, you had to pee, bro. I'm sorry.
I would have suffered. If I knew it was Zelda themed, I would have suffered through, my guy.
Man. My bad.
Well, we're still public.
This is the public episode.
Yeah, it's still public. Everybody's still here. You know, we got like 700 people watching this.
Oh, hell
yeah. So I got to say, I saw your ranking video on beatemups for Zelda, and then I saw you did also one with Bob on the Nontendo podcast.
Let's not talk about that one.
Yeah,
that one, I'm still mad about that one.
Yeah, well, anyways, the idea was to give you 10 games that I think like the 10, and then I was gonna have you rank them, but then I'm like, that's a little too generic because you're gonna wait for the best ones and then put them.
I would already know where they would go.
Exactly. So that's why I have 15 games, and then I had ChatGPT randomize 1 through 15.
Don't tell them that; they'll hate you.
Yeah, and then give me 10 numbers.
He did not use ChatGPT.
He did not. He didn't.
He's lying. He did not use.
Oh, you guys don't like ChatGPT? Okay.
They might not like ChatGPT.
The chat here may not.
I hate ChatGPT.
Okay, well, I had Night randomize on myself.
I did the randomizing.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry.
Wait, so finish. So how did Knight randomize them? Just so I know.
So he took 1 through 15, and then he just gave me 10 numbers between 1 through 15 random.
Numbers,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the first one is going to be number 12. So I have to count to 12. So this is 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay. So, The Legend of Zelda's Phantom Hourglass.
That's a straight up 10, my guy.
A straight up 10. I see. I knew. Yeah, you definitely.
I hate that game.
You were hating on these ones.
I hate that game. I legitimately hate that game. Like it upsets me how bad it is.
Yeah,
that game. There's one. I don't like the way they set it up for so many reasons. It's not even the controls. I don't mind the controls. There's a couple of parts of this game I'll give it credit for, and I'll talk about that in a second and rant for way too long. I don't like that it's based around one big dungeon, and you have to leave and then go back and leave and go back, and every time you go back, you can do a little bit more of the dungeon, but for whatever reason. Whenever I do it, I get lost all the time. I'm backtracking through the same part of the dungeon I've already done. It just sucks. The whole game sucks. I hate the whole game. But I did like that I got stuck on a puzzle for a long time when I was a kid because you were supposed to like imprint on a map somehow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I remember like trying for like an hour and I was getting so mad. I was like, I don't know how to do this. I closed my DS to give up. And I heard it go, and I was like, what the heck? And I opened it and it had imprinted the top and bottom screen.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh, that's actually awesome. That's so cool. You also, there was torches. You had to blow them out by blowing into the mic.
Yep.
That was kind of fun too.
Yeah. Anyways, next up we have the original Legend of Zelda.
I mean, it started it all, right?
Yeah.
It is the game that started.
I've never played this game, honestly, so I don't know.
You can beat it in 10 minutes if you know what you're doing.
Oh, really?
Otherwise, it's like an hour for a normal playthrough. The funny thing is about that game was, and this is going to sound weird to say, the first Breath of the Wild. Because that was the same sentiment that Breath of the Wild was, where you could go anywhere from the start. You get one screen, you can go left, right, or up. You have to go in the cave first to get the sword from the old man. But otherwise, you could go about it any way you wanted, which is what I love about Breath of the Wild, because it felt like a return to the first. Breath of the Wild to me feels like that Zelda in 2020 or 2017 or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it's 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not like the best game ever. I mean,
visually it does not look good. No, I'm biased towards its graphics. I would not pick it up today.
I don't think it's fun to go back and play. It really is fine.
Okay, next up we have
good at the time.
5, 6,
Great at
7,
the time.
8,
I didn't
9.
play it at the time, so I wouldn't know.
The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
I don't know why I put that at 5, because I'm now realizing I know what my top 5 is, and that's not in it.
That's what I was saying.
I've been messed up by your games.
No. But the thing is, some of your top 5s might not make the list.
Okay.
Because you don't know, like, which there's 15 games I have here, but
hold on
there's only 10.
Breath of the Wild is 1.
Is it?
I got to figure out what everything is. Breath of the Wild is 1. Ocarina is 2. Wind Waker is probably 3. And then Tears of the Kingdom is probably 4. Majora's Mask is 5.
Crossbow training on this?
No.
Okay, we're gonna go 4 for this one.
We're gonna do 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think where because now I'm not vexed by your games anymore. I'm not under your spell, wizard.
All right. So the next one we have A Link Between Worlds.
Oh, that's such a good game. I don't have as much. That's a better. That might be a better game than Wind Waker, but I don't have the nostalgia for it. It's really great. I'm gonna put it. Oh my god! Getting A Link to the Past. Oh, this is actually harder than I thought it would be doing it in such a wacky order. I'm doing it wrong. I'm gonna put it in 6.
You're gonna put it in 6?
It's awesome. It's so good. The game's like a 10 out of 10. I don't know. It's just Okay. I do think I like it more than Link to the Past, but Link to the Past is the GOAT. I don't know where I'm going to put Link to the Past because it's not in the top 3 unless something else isn't in the top 3. I don't know what's happening. This is a nightmare. This is the worst one you've done.
This one?
Yeah.
I mean, see, I didn't want to make it. I knew it was going to be too generic if I give you the 10 ghosts.
It's the worst in the best way. You finally stumped me.
Like, I got you stuck.
It's taken you 5 attempts to figure it out, but you stumped me.
Hey, man.
All right, here we go. The next one is going to be A Link to the Past.
Oh, my God. I hate you so much. I hate you so much right now. Here's the thing, guys. I don't know what's coming. Obviously, Breath of the Wild, Ocarina. Breath of the Wild, Ocarina is obviously above this.
Of course. And the thing is, they might not come. They might come. They might not come.
I might maybe even put Tears. Tears is such a hard one to place because it's just Breath of the Wild with more, and it feels bad putting it like Breath of the Wild 1 and Tears of the Kingdom 2 because it's like you're using 2 slots for the same game. It's so confusing on where to place it. So I don't know what's coming with that. I honestly think I like Between Worlds more, but I cannot put Link to the Past at 7. That's insane. So I have to go 3, which makes no sense because I would put Wind Waker above it.
Oh, man.
For me personally.
Dang.
So now we're all out of control. Now nothing's and now I'm getting mad at you.
I'm sorry. I knew this one was probably going to upset you a little bit. But again, I just didn't want it to be too generic. No, if you want, I'll let you move the number 5 slot.
No. This is good. I'm getting mad in the best way.
Okay. Next up, we have... what is it?
Don't kill me here, please.
It's gonna be number 7.
Just be a one that I don't like.
Breath of the Wild.
It's fine. It's fine.
They're laughing out there.
Fine. I know. I hear him laughing. I hope your laughing is coming through. If we hear it, they have to hear it. That's a 1. We already know that's a 1. That's it.
That's a 1?
I'm finally not stressed out by something.
Okay. Well, at least you got your number 1 and 10s out because those are the 2 most important, which is why they're the biggest.
True. I'm also in a good spot in general because hey, I'm in the background because I don't know if Ocarina is in here, but that's my 2. So I'm leaving 2 open. Okay. So no matter what you show me next, has to be 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Yes. So the pressure is kind of off. I'm going to hate it if it's something good.
Okay.
But at the same time, there's no other option, so what can I do?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to be pretty pissed about this one.
No, I'm fine with that. 7's fine.
Okay. 7? Yeah. Okay.
No, here's the thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I don't know how to say this. I consider myself as much of a Zelda fan as anybody. Like, it's my thing. It's my favorite genre. I love it so much. I know because I'm in the realm. I'm in the community. I'm in the game. I've talked about Zelda enough. I know Twilight Princess is most people's go-to. It's never been my favorite.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I know it's like so many people's go-to, so I'm excited to check it out.
Growing up playing it, well, I say growing up, I guess I was like 15, 16, something like that, right? 17. Yeah. When did it come out? It would have been like 14, 15, actually.
Yeah.
I never loved how dark, and this is funny because it's the whole thing, but I never loved how dark and gritty it was. I liked the upbeat adventure of like Ocarina, Wind Waker, like pretty much like Zelda vibes for me wasn't so dark. And then I didn't love the dog mechanic, and I hated it was that one where you turn into a dog and you have to get all like the little spirit orbs or something from around.
I think so.
Hated it. I hated that mechanic, and I remember that was one of the first times in a game that I was like, I don't like this. And like, I didn't feel that much growing up. I usually liked almost everything that I played.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like this, and I don't like that this is in my Zelda game, and I don't like that I'm a dog, and I don't like that everything is like dark and pixely and sounding scary and coming from the sky. And for whatever reason, it didn't work for me that much. And the whole intro and trying to like give the cat a fish and figuring out and then I don't know. It didn't hit with me like the other ones. Yeah. I'm fine with it in 7 actually, because I actually like it less than all those games other than the first Zelda.
Yeah. I think you were being too generous with the first Zelda placement.
I was way too generous with the first Zelda. I forgot what we were doing here.
Yeah.
I went in with a plan to put everything where I know it goes, and then immediately I went, 5.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
All right, next up is Skyward Sword.
9.
9?
Yeah. I mean, unless Spirit Tracks is coming and I'm going to regret that, I mean, that's a 9. I do feel bad. Skyward Sword has some fans, for sure. It has some love. As I said, I try and say this every time. It is a great game in the world of games.
Yeah.
It is a bad it is an average, I'll say, mainline Zelda title. It doesn't offer that much. What it does do, and I didn't talk about this previously in the episode, it does introduce some really cool mechanics that Breath of the Wild kept, like the stamina bar and like flying, gliding, that kind of stuff, and some other like the handkerchief thing. Some elements were kept and expanded on. I loved going and getting potions from the potions guy and actually seeing him give me my potions. Other than that, it's a throwaway.
Okay. So last two. So next up we have Echoes of Wisdom.
Oh, that's a perfect date. This is great. Unless
what's two?
Unless the last one is if the last one's Spirit Tracks, the episode is ending with me walking out of the room.
Me getting fired.
I will legit walk. If it's it doesn't even have to be Ocarina. It'll be fine if it's something I don't expect.
4 swords.
Majora's Mask isn't showing up.
Oh, so let me guess, this is going to be an 8 for you or a 2?
What?
This one.
It's an 8. It's an 8.
It's an 8?
Okay. Yeah, it actually fits an 8 perfectly in this list. Again, other than The Legend of Zelda, which has messed everything up, Echoes was great for the first half. Really liked it, thought it was unique. Then the second half, it didn't expand on itself at all, and I actually found it to become quite repetitive. Similar to Skyward Sword, I found the back half repetitive. I liked the game. It felt like a bit of a drag near the end.
All right, so the last one.
I will walk out of this room.
I'm scared.
I will leave this room.
Hold on, I got to count them.
I'm going to get ready to leave this room.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Pat, get that door handle ready.
Oh, it's Majora's Mask.
Pat, stand down.
You got lucky.
Stand down. That's fine.
You got lucky, bro.
Okay.
What do you mean I got lucky? Did you actually randomize that?
I did. It was all random.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't even know what was coming.
I didn't know it was coming either. This is all random. That's why I said I have 15 games, and then I had...
And then he had me randomized
10 of them.
Yeah,
so he put like 12 as one.
Oh,
4,
that's really interesting.
Yeah. So that way
okay.
I don't know either.
So I randomly got Majora's Mask. That's a great replacement.
So you randomly
for
got
Ocarina.
Majora's Mask.
I couldn't... Okay.
Yeah.
What was left? That's perfect.
So what was left? Here, I'll tell you.
I'm actually fine with this.
This is good.
I'm not even... I was actually getting annoyed.
Yeah.
This is good now.
Yeah, this is good.
That's pretty good.
So what was left on the list that we haven't gone
there
through?
There should be 5 left, yeah?
Yeah, so we have Minish Cap, Spirit Tracks.
Oh my god, either of those.
Ocarina of Time, TOTK, or Tears of the Kingdom. And then the last one was Link's Awakening.
You know what? Half of those would have been fine. Link's would have been uneventful, I think. Link's Awakening. Spirit Tracks would have done... I would have walked.
Yeah, Spirit Tracks and...
Minish Cap?
Minish Cap would have been good.
Minish Cap, I wouldn't have walked, but I wouldn't have stayed.
You would have been like,
yeah, because
I would have stood in the middle of the room.
Yeah,
for that one. And then Tears would have been good. Would have been fine actually. It literally would have been fine. Would have been 1 and 2. It just would have been disappointing that Ocarina and Majora's weren't on there.
Yeah,
but I feel like Majora's is a good replacement.
Yeah, because Majora is like the equivalent of Ocarina. Breath
I really
of the Wild.
See them hand in hand.
Yeah, they literally was like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
If it wasn't honestly for the time mechanic, which just drastically alters the gameplay of Majora's, I see 1 and 2 as like the same game almost.
Yeah,
it's just the time mechanic throws it off.
Yeah,
but that's great.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with that. That's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, that's a good list. I mean, everything is great other than that Zelda 5 placement.
I'm not even upset with it now.
Yeah, like, I mean, because you got like the last. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything negative about Skyward Sword, but like Phantom Hourglass, that deserved the 10 spot. We've
played a game like this in the past, like a while ago, where I was allowed 1 switch at the end, but I had to switch it with. I had to switch 2 completely.
Okay.
I couldn't just put 1 and bump them.
Oh,
I had to switch them.
If you want, we could do that.
No, I don't, because I'm actually happy with it. It's a great outcome.
I think you could switch 5 and 6 though.
I was about to
switch 5
say
and 10.
I would switch. I would switch 5 and 7.
Honestly, that would be the choice.
Yeah, because I know I did do it. I went a little harsh on Twilight to kind of justify being okay at 7. I do think it's better than Link Between Worlds, and I do like it more than Link Between Worlds. There was just gripes that I had with it that made it not one of my favorites like everybody else's favorites.
We're gonna move it for you.
Okay.
You get 1 switch.
We don't have to have this be the canon.
But this is just your extra one.
This, I think, makes the list a lot less upsetting.
Well, because it was randomized for both you and me. We didn't know what was coming.
Okay.
But I think you definitely prematurely gave Zelda a 5.
I definitely regretted that. And I think in hindsight, I would have even have put it at 7.
Yeah.
If I had really been thinking about it.
Yeah, because 7 seems like a sweet spot.
Yeah.
100%.
That's okay. Well, if you're allowing me the Switch, I'll take it because that looks
See,
pretty,
this is a good list
this
now,
looks pretty
100%. Because
yeah.
A Link to the Past, golden. I'm surprised you haven't played it, but this is a golden 2D top down.
I would, and no more Switches.
No more Switches.
It's great the way it is. I would bump Skyward Sword up 1. I don't think it deserves
over Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a mainline title and it is good. It has some redeeming qualities. I think it is higher than a 9. I think it's higher than Echoes of Wisdom, and maybe even all the way to 7. Honestly,
that's what I was gonna say. It would be probably good at 7, and then Zelda. I would probably put that one maybe at 10, and then I would put Phantom Hourglass above it. Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, in my opinion, were decent, fun games from what I can remember. But I played them so long ago. The only gripe I remember having was the stylus control.
I would keep that bad boy right there at 10.
There you go.
I mean, Majora is technically throwing the list off a little, but I am unfortunately just seeing it as Ocarina and being thankful that it's there.
Yeah, like unfortunately you didn't get blessed with OOT.
Yeah. No, good.
There you go.
Good
W
list.
game. Great job. Good job, Sully.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this bonus episode. Again, guys, we did this as a fun, like, one-time free thing to kind of show you what you're missing, I guess, which is just more episode. Like, I always feel like anytime you hear bonus episode, it's kind of like, what is that? Like, if you haven't seen it, this is it. It's a bonus episode. It's more episode.
More
like, we end the episode and then we go live for Patreons every week and we just keep the show going. I mean, sometimes it's run over conversation of the main show if we run out of time. More often than not, we take a Patreon question or a bunch of Patreon questions. Today's episode was actually, this episode was voted on by Patreons, and then I kind of didn't do it. I kind of like twisted it, I guess.
A little bit.
But anyway, this is what you can expect. And if you want to come join us, we're doing so many things now, from physical rewards for VIPs to just getting these episodes. We shot behind the scenes again today.
Yes.
I showed people around the studio and I actually told everybody who the guest is for next week and who the guest is for 3 weeks time.
Yep.
It's a guest we haven't had before, and I think it's going to shock some people, and I'm very excited for it. And you'll find out who that is in the behind the scenes if you're a Patreon or a YouTube member. You can join on YouTube.
Speaking of which, should we get any new members, do you think?
We definitely got some.
Let me see.
Let's see. I see a couple names.
Oh, we actually did. Heck yeah. All right. Rip City Mobbin became a new member. Thank you so much. So did, who is this? Night Sky?
Whoa, no way.
Yo, that's awesome.
Let's go.
That is. Thank you so much.
No, of course.
I'll pay it right back to you. Professor Rock gifting 5 memberships into the channel. Thank you for giving 5 people the chance to watch all these episodes for the next month. And then SC3 Enium became a member as well. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much. Actually, they joined the VIP. So they're going to get the physical rewards.
Oh, let's go.
Nice.
Caleb somehow. I don't know how. We haven't 100% figured that out yet. We are going to. You should join the Discord 100% because that's going to be the easiest way, I think, to get in touch with you, but we'll see. Do you want to hit these super chats?
Yeah.
I can keep going if you want me to do it. I'm already here.
Yeah, you can go ahead and just...
Booty by Hershey. But why is Pokepedia a game key cut with a $2 super chat? We did cover that.
Bro, it's so because she donated it right as you guys started talking about
really?
it. As soon as you guys...
That's funny.
And energetically aligned is what I like to call that. Monado Max, with what you said, but they're not publishing. Thank you so much for the $2. Zillith with a 10. Thank you so much. I wouldn't care if it was games like Final Fantasy VII, Star Wars Outlaws. However, every Square Enix game is on a key card, even a freaking 3DS port. Sega is the same with Yakuza ports. So Square Enix 3DS
Bravely
port
Default
is on it. That one was weird. And that was a launch game.
That's right.
Yeah, that one was weird. Sega is the same with the Yakuza ports. I mean, I would argue the second Yakuza I'm playing it now, the Kiwami, graphically, it's pretty crazy. Like, I didn't realize that game looks so good, and it does actually feel like it's pushing the Switch to its limits.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a similar thing. Or, I mean, Sega has just been doing game key cards, so honestly, Sega could just be cheaping out.
That's true.
I mean,
that's very true.
I don't know. Random video editors with a $5 super chat. Just leaving an idea for the Nontendo Discord. You should make a YouTuber moderator role so people can see who they are in the Discord. We have that. I don't know what you mean by that. There is a YouTuber role in the Discord. So people who are YouTubers or I think it's called Creator Tendo. That's all the YouTuber friends that are in the Discord.
I think they're saying moderators, like YouTube moderators. In terms, not Discord moderators.
Oh, wait, what? I read that so wrong. You should make a YouTube moderator role for the Discord? I'm confused.
Yeah, because we don't have mods on the...
We have mods in Discord.
Like, I think he's talking about the Nontendo podcast moderators. Do you have mods for the
here?
chat?
In here?
Yeah.
I mean, we do.
Besides
I don't know how many are around these days. I mean, you guys are, right?
Yeah, we are. And then I know Caleb has control over it outside.
One, obviously, because he said he was. I mean, what are them? Who wants to be a mod?
Oh, boy.
Booty by Hershey, you want to be a mod?
Let's be a mod.
Honestly, Booty by Hershey would be good.
One in chat if you want to be a mod.
Oh,
and Booty by Hershey, you seem trustworthy. Monado Max.
Of course,
Professor Rock. I mean, anybody who like became a member or gifted subs, you know.
Yeah, they're consistent.
You spend money,
they're
you had to be a mod
on the bonus.
I'm looking for consistency here.
Yeah,
I love it.
They're active
All right,
in the Discord.
I'll let these ones come in, and if I recognize any names, I can add a couple more mods in here. But I think the vibe's been pretty good. I
agree. I think we're good.
Been a crazy need for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. The VIP Patreons, who you'll see down below on my screen right now, help support the show so much, and physical rewards. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Yeah, stickers?
I mean, I can because I have all the leftovers
Stickers.
here. I have so many extra stickers.
Yeah.
Who's doing the ones in the chat? Thank you so much for listening to this free bonus episode. I guess we'll also publish it on audio platforms, may as well.
Why not?
Yeah.
So whether you're listening to it or you're watching it, you can also like, comment, subscribe like normal. You can rate us 5 stars just like normal. If you want more bonus episodes just like this, I've said it a bunch, but the description down below, it does directly help the show. And, you know, one thing I'll say, next week, we might be trying out the 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I really would love to get there,
Yeah.
but things would need to happen, and it would be things like Patreon.
We need you guys'
consider
support.
it if you would like to get 2 episodes a week.
Definitely.
For sure.
All right, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you. You guys have anything to say?
No, thank you guys.
Thanks for having us on.
Stay
Appreciate it.
classy. Don't forget to drop a like. Check us out.
Subscribe.
Random video editors just said they upgraded to VIP on Patreon.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
W.
Very cool.
I wish we could get Patreon alerts in here, but
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
that would be
Just gotta figure that out.
all right, guys. I love you all. I kind of have to pee. I could pee.
Yeah.
Not as bad as last time.
Just don't pee on yourself.
But I
Yeah,
do have
please
to
don't.
pee. I'm gonna go pee.
Alrighty.